everyone, Michael here with the Saturday check-in. Today is September 1st, 2022. October 1st, 2022. And, yeah, if you haven't done so already, hit like and subscribe. Head on over to the blog, hellocupcakeitsme.com. Go give it some love. And head on over to anchor.fm/hellocupcakeitsme to check out the podcast, and let's get into it. So, yeah, it's already October, guys. Can you freaking believe it? Like, wow. But, there's been a couple of really cool things that have happened in, like, the cinematic universe. We had Hocus Pocus 2 come out on September 30th, and if you have not seen that yet, what the hell are you waiting for? Go grab yourself a subscription to Disney Plus. It's like $2.99 a month right now, and go watch it. Also, Thor: Love and Thunder and a bunch of other like movies are over there. So yeah, and you also get to go watch all the Star Wars movies and all the TV shows and all the stuff like The Mandalorian, the Book of Boba Fett, and all that. Andor, I'm having a really hard time with Andor right now. Like, guys, I don't know if I like this show. I forced myself to watch it because it's a Star Wars thing. Damn, it's like so dry to me. But yeah, and then we also had the Immortal Universe show up on AMC, and Interview with a Vampire, the TV series. Now, I will be 100% that person. At first, I absolutely hated the idea of Louis being a black man. And I am seriously invested in the Anne Rice vampire novels. Like, they were the very first set of books that I ever read. I've read every single one of her books except for the last in the vampire trilogy and the second book to the Wolf Gift. And I've even read I read one of her other books that wasn't part of the vampire series called Servant to the Bones. And so, like, I've committed these characters to memory and to heart, and, like, I randomly quote passages from the book in my day-to-day life. That's, like, how nerdy, geeky, like, mainlining, slamming it into the vein I am about the characters. And also, you know, during the time period where Louis and Lestat get together, black men did not have wealth, prosperity, or titleships. So in the TV show, they did a good job explaining that, but the twist and the liberties that they took at first, I did not care for. But as I started watching it, I'm like, okay, you know what? Look at it through a different set of eyes and see this for a retelling of the story of Louis and Lestat. And I was like, okay, going that direction, I can do that. And it takes place 50 years after the Interview with a Vampire book was written in the Anne Rice vampire universe, not in like actual real time. So where Lestat attacks Christian Slater at the end of the movie Interview with a Vampire, it takes place from that point forward. So, if you are an Anne Rice fan, be cautious, because it is going to be a little convoluted with how they do certain things, but it's going to work itself out. And, you know, Anne herself gave the green light to it right before she passed away. So, if the Queen can give a green light to it, and, like, pat it on the head, feed it from the hand, then who am I to say that no, that can't work out that way? So, yeah. Hocus Pocus 2 was pretty okay. Really campy and like new age Disney. If you have kids of a certain age, you know, like some of the Disney TV shows, how they're done. If you can remember growing up, like watching Wizards of Waverly Place and Halloween Town, and what's some other good ones to talk about, like The Sweet Life of Zack and Cody, you know, that kind of rom-com, not really rom-com, but that kind of like Disney TV show. That's kind of how this one was filmed. So less movie, more kind of like closed set. Yeah, so it's got its merits. Will it become a classic like the first one? I'm not sure, honestly. I don't see it in my universe becoming a classic like the very first one. I might have to go and rewatch it a couple, 2-3 times, because, you know, I've watched Hocus Pocus more times than I can actually count since 1993 when it first came out. And it's always been one of my favorite, like, Disney Halloween movies, outside of, like, Mr. Boogedy and some of those that early Disney put out. And by early Disney, I mean, like, Disney of the 70s and 80s, and even 90s. So, all that is going on. Tuesday, I think I went over this on the Wednesday check-in, but just in case you didn't see the Wednesday check-in, our Tuesday night trivia group kicked massive ass to the point where we even got a shout out on the Facebook group, and that was pretty awesome. So keeping our fingers crossed that we can do it again. I think that either this week or next week is our is the last of this this season or whatever, because our things only last for 6 weeks. And so if we can maintain the #1 position, then this time we should be up in silver. But we're #1 bronze right now. And I really don't care for how they have formulated and structured the Tap TV trivia thing. They're consistently adding in new bars in like the middle of the season, and so these new bars come in like week 3 or 4, and then they do really good for 2 weeks, and then boom, they're already up in silver. And it's like, no, you guys should hold off the new bars and then start them at the beginning of a new season. Because, like, for our little bar, there's maybe 15 people now that play, and some of these other bars have like 30, 40, 50 people playing every Tuesday. And so you have a brand new bar coming in and they're kicking ass. That gives us no traction, no leeway to be able to battle the people who've been there for a while, and for us to move up in stature. So that's one thing I don't really care about, how they have it set up, but otherwise it's a lot of freaking fun. And I just have a lot of freaking fun. And I'm sorry that I'm not like focused on the camera right now. I'm all over the place. I literally just got out of the shower and I was like, fuck, I need to get this video done. And so I'm in the process of getting dressed and doing my morning rituals, and you get to see that. And I get to take my medication. This is Advir for helping me to breathe a little bit better, but was looking for my other inhaler because I have to take some of that also. But this is a twice a day treatment. But I don't see my actual other inhaler. Oh well. Oh, there it is. So I take one puff of this in the morning, and then I'm supposed to do another one at night, and then this one throughout the day. So for fun. So yeah, really excited about that, and the depression has kind of subsided for a little bit. As you can tell, I'm a little manic and just like all over the place. But the last few days has been fairly decent. I did go through a little bit of a depressive spell there for a second, and I'm feeling better now, like a lot better than what I was about a week ago. Shut up, no one cares. I also just realized that my microphone is way over here on the other side of Jupiter. So if you couldn't hear me very well up until now, I'm sorry. But what else was I going to say? Yeah, so feeling better, a little manic right now, but not manic in like a bad way, just like a hyper manic, just like, okay, let's do this. After I'm done with the video today and I get it all formatted and uploaded, I'm going over to my sister's house and we're gonna go hang out for the day. And I gotta do a little bit of shopping, and I gotta buy some new cat food, because between feeding the stray cat and my regular cat, I'm going through like a big bag really fast. Usually one of the big 15-25 pound bags last a month or two, and since I've been taking food out to Elsie, really has been kind of eating into that surplus. And I'm calling the stray cat Elsie. It stands for little cat. I don't know if it's a male or a female, but I figure, you know, start calling it a name and getting it used to being heard by that name. And so even if it is a boy, it will then just be the letter L and the letter C. Elsie for little cat. And then if it's a girl, it'll still be Elsie, but it'll be spelt like the female name Elsie. So either way, it works out. The other day, I was able to get like really super close to it, and I was really excited about that because it means that the cat's starting to trust me a little bit more. And I was probably a good 1.5 feet from the cat. I went out there and I saw it walking over to the food bowl, which is like right outside my little window here. And as it was walking over, I went and I grabbed the food bowl from the kitchen and I was shaking it. And I specifically used my cat's food bowl so then that way they could get used to smelling each other. And I was shaking it, and I was like, Elsie, Elsie, kitty, 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 Elsie, Elsie. And I went out there, and so that was really awesome. And I'm hoping that the cat will get to the point where it knows and likes me and allows me to, like, interact with it and pick it up before it gets to be, like, hardcore winter where it's constantly raining and snowing and just blustery outside. So then that way I can bring it in, get it all cleaned up, get in contact with one of the low-income vets in the area and get the cat in to get seen, because I don't want to bring it in around my cat if it has feline leukemia or even feline AIDS, because that is like super transmittable from animal to animal. It doesn't go from human to animal. And I also want to get it defleed and dewormed if it has worms and I'm sure it's got fleas. I dealt with fleas in this house once before, and it was fucking miserable. And it cost me like $200 and something out of my own pocket to get it taken care of, and I don't want to do that again. I had to set off, how many did I set off? I set off 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I set off like 5 foggers in this house, and I know you only needed to do like 1 or 2 for the square footage that I have, but I was like, no, fuck that. Everything in this house is going to die. And I shut up all the windows and I set the foggers off in the house, and like 6-7 hours later I had to come back home and open up all the windows in the house, and I ended up having to stay the night at a motel. And then the next day when I came home, I got some like bug spray that was safe for pets and used for indoor-outdoor, and I just went around and I spot treated a couple of other places, and then I took all of my bedding to the laundromat and got that all washed up and everything, and it was just a huge ordeal. But thankfully, I used the Hot Shot No Mess fogger, and with that, you don't have to like go through and wash all your dishes or anything else like that. Like, basically, any of the food that you have that's packaged up and in its container or in the refrigerator, you don't have to worry about like throwing out like you do with traditional foggers. And I looked for that one specifically because I have way too much in my house to even contemplate having to try to sort through, throw things away, and wash and clean. So, yeah, there's all that. But, anyways, guys, I'm gonna go ahead and let you go and get this up and going. So yeah, I will talk to y'all later. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, put them in the comment sections down below. Make sure you follow me on social medias. Hit like and subscribe. Head on over to hellocupcakeitsme.com and to anchor.fm/hellocupcakeitsme. And until next time, I will talk to y'all later. Bye, guys.